From distant stars to dying worlds, our order's banner we unfurl. With lance alight and engines ablaze, we challenge the darkness, our standard raised. Hello, everybody, and welcome to D Infinity Live, your multi-platform, multi-publisher online gaming supplement. And tonight we have a very special episode. It's the next installment in our D Infinity Plays series, and tonight we will be playing a special session of Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth with the game's creator, Clint Staples. How you doing, Clint?
I'm doing okay. A little nervous, but we'll push through.
I cannot wait to play.
Yeah.
But before we get into the live gaming, we do have a little bit of business. Starting off with what is going on, Brendan, with our website d-infinity.net this week.
Well, very generously, Clint has been posting all of the concepts and materials that he's been coming up with for this campaign setting that we're playing tonight. And on the front page right now, we have an article for the Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth campaign setting. And this is a bunch of weapons that he has converted from the Bash sci-fi system to RuneQuest so that you can try it out in a different game system. But if you check that out, also in the top scrolling banner ticker, there is the Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth index, which is an index of everything he's written. And if you go to the d-infinity.net website /campaign settings or click on the campaign settings tab up at the top of the page, you will see excellent content not only from Clint on the Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth setting, but also some stuff that he's done from RuneQuest and some of the great stuff from Skirmisher for the Swords of Kos fantasy campaign setting. So if you're looking for a new setting or something to shake up your current setting, a lot of this stuff can be sort of plugged into other settings as well. Definitely two places you want to go.
Excellent. And Mike, what is going on with our co-publisher Skirmisher this week?
Well, too many things to go over on a night where we're going to be playing a game, but I will note one thing. In the last 30 days, 8 Skirmisher publications have enjoyed an improved bestseller status at DriveThruRPG. This means that people have responded so well to them that they get a special badge from DriveThruRPG to indicate how popular they are. So 2 of our publications have become silver bestsellers. One of those you've contributed to, Will, and were the driving force behind. That's 100 Oddities for a Thieves Guild. Just became a silver bestseller at DriveThruRPG.com. And then House of Pain, which is a script for Cthulhu Live that can also be used for games like Call of Cthulhu, that became a silver bestseller. And then 6 publications became copper bestsellers. 100 Oddities for a Wizard's Library, so once again something that you've been involved with heavily. Cooper's Compendium of Corrected Creatures, OGL Monster Stats E through K, which are corrected versions of the OGL SRD stats. Chris Van Dielen's Creatures of the Tropical Wastes from Mutant Future and Gamma World has become a copper bestseller. D Infinity Volume Number 2, Lost Treasure, has become a copper bestseller. Lands Beyond Kos for the Swords of Kos fantasy campaign setting has become a copper bestseller. And then one of our least tasteful products ever, your own Sex Cult of Cthulhu cardstock character miniatures have become a copper bestseller, Will.
Well, it is about time.
Yeah, right.
It's about time. What is it we have to do? We pandered so much with that product. Why did it take so long for it to become a copper bestseller?
Checked all the boxes. Cthulhu, check. Sex, check.
So we finally proven that sex does not sell, and you can't make a successful product by arbitrarily putting Cthulhu into it.
Yeah, well,
But it did sell. It did sell. It has sold. So
It just took however many years that was.
yeah, right.
We're talking about it right now because it is successful. So anyway, it is one of the things that is available now. And I think you're going to post a link that shows all of those, Will, right?
Indeed.
That's the big news for me, that people are responding so well to Skirmisher publications, and that 8 of them in the last 30-day period would have become bestsellers of one sort
And
or
it's
another.
really interesting that so many of those have been inspired or drawn from the think tank that is the multi-platform, multi-publisher D Infinity.
That's right.
So it's great that Skirmisher is part of that as a co-publisher, and it has brought so many really smart game developers together. So obviously,
right.
the Oddities series comes from D Infinity. If you want to see what is going to end up being the next Oddities, look no further than the website.
Yeah, that's right. And more than half the things that we mentioned, to one extent or another, are co-collaborations with D Infinity, between the D Infinity crew, D Infinity Online, and Skirmisher Publishing. So that is a good point, Brendan.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to enter the setting of chivalry and science fiction, Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth. So, Clint, it is all in your hands.
All right. I thought I would give a very brief sketch of the setting for people who are just tuning in with no preconceptions. So the basic idea is it's a very action-oriented setting in which it's a science fantasy. So the science is not overly stressed, and it's rather anachronistic. So there are swords and blasters and orders of chivalry, and the Knights-Marshal are the one of the orders of chivalry that are tasked with protecting the Commonwealth, a group of races that have banded together in a hostile universe from other races that haven't banded into the Commonwealth. And so the U3 are playing a crew, a lance as it's referred to, as of a group of Knights-Marshal, and I'll get you to introduce yourselves in good time. But generally, you are assigned to a sector of space, and you guys have just been assigned to a new sector of space, and so you have some information about it, but many of the places here you have not visited, and the edge, as it's referred to, of the Commonwealth is a very large territory, and the Knights-Marshal are not as big an organization as they would like to be, so they are continually stretched to the limits of what their manpower can manage. So you are not necessarily a thin blue line, but you are a thin line against the edge and the creatures on it. So there we go. So you are in space on your ship on the edge of the Commonwealth, just been sent out to make contact with some of the worlds and places and get a feel for your sector. And you receive a distress call. So I'm just going to read that distress call to you. Sorry.
Oh, Clint, should you or us introduce our characters so people get a sense for who they are and what they look like, or are we? Am I jumping ahead of the game here?
Well, we can do that now. I was going to just read the transmission and then let you guys introduce yourselves as you.
Oh, okay, go ahead then. Sorry. Hey, you are the GM here.
Okay, so shut up.
Shut up. For
All right.
now.
You get a garbled transmission that resolves into a voice, obviously a recorded voice. To anyone who can hear this, this is Ice Falcon Station requesting immediate assistance. And then you get a burst of static that corresponds to a set of coordinates. Thank you. That show up on your screen. Seismic activity on Radagast has rendered the station and the surface of the moon unstable. Our transport is mired in the ice and we can't get off the surface. If the seismic activity continues to progress, the station will collapse. Please help. Thank you. Note that the surface of the moon is highly unstable at present. The force of landing or other powerful forces could break it or rupture the ice completely. Be careful on your approach.
Okay, so
Vulcan Station out.
And right.
Once you receive it the first time, it just loops every as it finishes. It continues to loop. So it turns out that you're actually not that far away, and you can actually jump using the spike drive. You can get there in a matter of a couple of hours. So.
Well, this sounds like a perfect opportunity for salvage.
This is a rescue mission, Bondi, and I suggest you remember that.
You know, I do have a
Now might be
name.
a good time to introduce your characters.
Well, names can come out when you've earned the honor of me speaking it. I am Sir Ryza Sonandara. I am a Knight-Marshal of the Commonwealth. I am a human drift. Imagine my hair as being white and my eyes as being blue. I am a genetically modified human with telekinetic abilities.
All right, and I am, and here is a quick character sketch of
awesome.
my character
Oh,
in his
neat.
uniform with his
Very nice.
tensor blade.
Cool.
I am an alien. I am Donan Ezondir. He is of the ancient and unnecessarily proud race of the Elohir. He is a corsair who has been forcibly retired and put into service with the Knights-Marshal in order to hopefully earn a pardon.
Under duress, might I add, that you were made bondy to the Knights-Marshal.
Indeed.
And specifically to you, Sir Isa.
Specifically to me, against my better judgment.
Yes, and so you're actually responsible for them, too.
I know. Don't remind me.
Oh, I'll probably have to remind you again.
Speaking of which, you have a bar tab you need to pay.
I am Sir Kars Regid, and I am a wolfen, which is to say an anthropomorphic humanoid wolf. I am very pack-oriented, and I'm very proud to be part of this pack/Lance, and have devoted my life as a Knight-Marshal of the Commonwealth to spreading the word of what we're doing and imparting order on the galaxy. And
Nice.
there we go.
I think that's nice.
So.
That's worth a hero point.
I don't know. Should I reward that? Go ahead, Mike. Take a hero point.
Well, for the barking or for the mask?
The mask. I don't
okay.
want to encourage the barking. Bill, you can have a hero point for the sketch, too.
Oh, thank you.
Hero points in the game are rewards that characters can get, or players can get for cool things that their characters do, or solving puzzles, or figuring out clues, or just cool actions that they try or succeed at. So.
And I am also this team's pilot and mechanic.
Yes.
Okay. So all of my stuff has Summus Technologiae painted all over it, which is kind of a plea of mine to whatever supernatural forces out there exist that my machines keep working as they should.
Is it also a plea for a hero point?
No, I don't. I will be plenty heroic without gimmicky masks.
Well, you can have a hero point too, just because I feel sorry for you. How's that?
Wow.
Wow.
Gimmick masks indeed.
All right.
I can tell before we jump into the action that our bonded servitor has a low morale, in part because he is not treated particularly well by my other knight. So in order to build rapport with him and make him feel more like a member of our pack, I'm going to encourage his pilotry by giving him a squeaky toy shaped like a spaceship.
Nice. I guess.
I encourage you to chew on it and squeak it anytime I walk by, Bondi.
I will silently accept the gift and then promptly put it away and actually do a real job and plot a course.
You may want to wash that first anyway. So.
I'm going to wash my hands first.
Okay.
Yes. All right. So you can plot a course to the system that Falcon Station is in. The star is Orlando. The planet is a gas giant named Furioso, and the moon itself is Radagast, and that's where you're headed. It's a moon that with all of the liquid methane below and the frozen water on top is almost the size of a small planet. It has about zero point 0.7 Gs of gravity, and it's about 2/3 of the size of Earth, circling around a gas giant the size of Jupiter. So
Looking over this data file, what color is the planet?
the planet is primarily white in your screen. The moon is primarily white. The planet is mostly red and orange gas.
Oh, this is a gas giant. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've got an ice moon, gas giant. It's becoming unstable. Landing the ship probably is a problem.
Well, I can drop you two off. You're strapping gentlemen. You can handle yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You think you can probably land, but you're just going to have to be careful, and you may want to land a little bit away from the station itself, since they seem to be complaining about the area around the station being unstable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I don't have rappelling cables or anything like that, do I? This thing doesn't hover, does it?
Your ship does hover, and your ship does have a blaster drill essentially for boarding actions, but it would be kind of impractical to do that to a station that has its own atmosphere, because you'd be venting that atmosphere out onto the surface of the moon. So.
As we approach the planet, in keeping with my normal custom, I'm going to open one of the windows and hang my head out as we approach.
I see. Okay, what would you like to
do? A bonus on spotting anything?
No, but you do get sucked out of the ship, so we'll need to work on another character.
I'm glad I had my helmet on.
I won't hang my head out the window. I thought that would be safe.
All right. Okay.
Because a full knight can survive short periods of vacuum, it doesn't mean they like it. So.
Okay.
Anyway, so why don't you? Who's piloting it this time, Ryza or Donnan?
I believe Donnan.
Okay, then go ahead and make a piloting roll. Do you have a specialty under pilot? You should.
Oh, let me see. Actually, oh yes, pursuit. So that probably wouldn't apply here.
That won't apply at this time.
I have pilot.
Oh, actually, is there anything that looks like maybe like a rock outcropping or bedrock or something more solid than just compacted ice we can sit down on?
It looks like the entire surface of the planet is ice, but there are craters and higher points because there's very little in the way of atmosphere, so there's a lot of impact marks on the surface. So you can find a crater or a higher point, whichever you like.
All right. Well, I've made my roll and got a total of 24.
Okay. So then you can. Sorry.
If possible, I'd like to land on higher ground. One, because it's hopefully more stable, and two, it'll be more dramatic.
Okay. So as you come in, you can see the Ice Falcon station. It looks like a tall tower that's got a sort of a T cross section with a command area on the top, and then a long vertical shaft that reaches right down to and through the surface, and then there's a base platform surrounding it that also looks like habitation and stuff like that. So you can see that it probably wasn't designed to be at an angle, but it's tipped at an angle now, a visible angle, maybe 10 degrees, and you can see cracks on the surface of the moon, the surface of the ice, and what looks like something that's some liquid that's come up and frozen in place. So there's also a couple of smaller ships, about the same size as yours or a little bit bigger, that are right close to the station itself. Obviously, transport for the crew of the station and stuff.
But we don't see any activity?
You don't see any activity outside, no.
There's no atmosphere, you said, right?
There's very little in the way of atmosphere. It's not a breathable atmosphere, certainly.
Sure, gotcha.
Oh, so we need to wear like respirators or something?
If you're going to be outside. If there's an airlock that you can dock to, but if you're going to be outside, you'll need to wear rebreathers.
Okay, but didn't our pilot say that we were landing some distance from the complex?
Right.
Do we have like a little vehicle or something? Do we have like an ATV or something that we can use to get from where we land to the complex?
You don't, but you can probably land within 500 yards or thereabouts. So breathers will be more than enough.
Okay, perfect.
Well, sir, you have an authoritative voice. Why don't you hail them? Let them know their saviors are here.
Okay.
Do we want to hail them, or might it be better to approach with some modicum of stealth? Keep in mind, we are here with authority. We don't need to announce our presence. We can make a surprise visit on them if we want to. That might even be to our advantage.
You have to understand, people out here on the edge who send distress signals are half expecting them to be answered by disreputable types, such as myself, who would not announce ourselves, who would just barge in and take what we wanted. Aren't we supposed to be the good guys now? Aren't we, wouldn't it be nice to be above board and let them know that the good guys are here?
Clint, do we have livery that clearly identifies us as Knights-Marshal of the Commonwealth?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
You also have an ID tag on the ship, like an electronic tag on the ship. So if you hail anywhere, unless you do something to disable that, you'll be recognized as a Knights-Marshal ship immediately.
So presumably we've already been recognized as a Knights-Marshal ship by anyone who's in the complex.
If they're
this sounds
looking,
like an
haven't,
urgent situation, so I don't think we have time for chit-chat anyway.
I agree.
Let's disembark, and we can make appropriate introductions when we are face-to-face. It's a more polite means of communication anyway.
Yep.
I'll set us down.
I gear up.
All right, as do I.
So you're landing a few hundred feet away with a 24.
I have a question before you adjudicate that.
Mm-hmm.
I have leap as a power. How high up can we be for me to disembark from the ship and jump directly onto the surface? If this damn thing crashes, I have no intention of dying dishonorably in a crashing ship. I'd rather die on my feet on the surface of the planet. I can jump horizontally 60 feet. How far can I jump straight down and not sustain damage?
You can jump vertically half of that. So you can jump up 30 feet, or you can land safely from 30 feet up.
Well, then, as it's coming in, I'm going to leap out, I don't know, an emergency door or whatever, and try to land clear of the ship on the surface right before it touches down of its own volition.
Okay, you've probably done this before. The ship is actually equipped with a boarding drill for boarding actions, so you probably would go through that. And just as you're getting to that excuse me, I have a cough drop. Boarding position, or to that landing position, you just can just leap free. I don't need a roll for that. It's not in a stressful situation, so you land and then probably want to skip clear so you don't get squished by the ship.
Exactly.
I'll go ahead and let the link synth or the comm synth follow Sir Cars out to help out with scouting, etc.
All right. So what does your comm synth look like, actually? It's a floating device, and it's not very big, but you can decide what it actually looks like.
I figure it's like a floating sort of sphere with a hard point at the bottom of it for mounting various tools as necessary.
Okay.
Typically, that's going to be some form of blaster pistol.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So that's hovering behind Sir Cars right now, giving cover or covering. So.
Yep.
So go ahead. You with that 24, Will Dawn and lands the ship without causing any more undue damage to the structure of the surface. So you guys can, the rest of you can disembark without any further issue. Does anybody have any kind of skill related to geology or anything like that?
Well, I have keen senses, so that isn't knowledge, but I'm staying alert for anything that seems out of order, to include like cracks in the ice, rifts that might start opening up underneath me, that sort of thing.
Okay, why don't you roll roll mind for that.
Okay, so I have keen sense. This is my first skill roll in this game.
Hearing sense. Hearing roll.
What's that?
This would be a hearing roll as much as anything.
So what am I doing? Rolling
So you're gonna roll against. You're gonna roll 2d6
times mind.
times your mind, but you also have some bonuses to that. Your keen sense for hearing, I think, gives you another +1 multiplier.
Oh, so that's treated as a factor.
Right.
Oh, okay. So how do I do that? I just rolled 2 1s.
Okay.
Oh, but I get to roll another die because those are doubles.
That's doubles. You get to roll another die and add it in.
Okay, so I rolled a 2 with that one, so it's all still pretty shitty.
Yeah.
But what multipliers do I add now?
Okay, so you've got, what's your mind?
2.
Okay, so it starts at 2, but you have, I think, a bonus of ×1 for
keen senses, yeah.
Right?
That's correct.
Okay, so then you're going to roll times 3, so that turns out to be a 12, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so a basic success in this system, if it's not an opposed roll, like an attack roll, a basic success starts at 10, and for every increment that you go up by 10, you get more information. So with a 10, you get the basic amount of information, which in this case tells you that the surface here is pretty stable, and you don't think unless something else changes, the ship should be okay here. The surface looks and feels solid. You don't hear or feel any strange shifting underneath you.
Okay, I'm going to begin approaching the station, and I am going to take a somewhat indirect route. I'm very agile. I'm good at jumping over things. So I'm going to take more of a rough terrain approach to avoid what might be an obvious placement of traps or ambush points.
Okay.
Just in case. It's just rudimentary tactics. It's not that I'm overly suspicious here. It's just that this is how I would be careful anywhere.
Okay. So why don't we do a stealth roll then, Mike? What are the rest of you guys doing?
Clint, I'd like to attempt to use this investigation skill I have for analyzing pieces of information and putting together them into a larger picture.
Okay.
So, based on things I've seen through the comm synth and my own experiences now that I've stepped out onto this moon, I'm effectively kind of looking for like a time frame here. How much time we're looking at as far as this particular.
Okay, so you can give me an investigation roll. What's the specialty for that?
Specialty for the investigation is mind.
It'd be
Times 3.
But beside that, there'll be a specialty for that skill.
Analysis.
Okay, so then this is perfect. So if you roll on that and you don't like your roll, you can roll again and take the better roll.
Gotcha.
Works.
So 3d6 for my mind of 3, then multiply that.
Hold on. 2d6, and then you multiply by your mind of 3.
Oh, got it.
Okay. Do you have any numbers beside your beside that skill? Does it say analysis 1 or anything like that?
Nope.
Okay, so then it's a straight 2d6 roll times 3.
Cool. So I've got a 9 times 3 is 27.
Okay, sounds good. Do you want to keep that, or do you want to try and roll higher? You can take whichever one you like, so there's no harm in re-rolling.
Oh, well, I can give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah.
No, that's a 3, so I'm sticking with the 27.
Stick with the first one. All right.
Yeah.
We'll come back to you and Mike in a second. What's Donnan doing?
All right, I am putting on my rebreather, a dashing thermal heated cape to keep me warm out there on the ice moon.
Okay.
And while they're
affected by the things that the Knights take for granted,
Right.
they can go out into the minus 50 degree temperature and not really be bothered by it for short periods, whereas that's really cold for you.
Yeah, we've got our reticulum layer.
Yes.
That is why I'm going to have this thermal cape, and then as long as they're busy, I might as well try to snag a bottle of wine and an extra weapon just to give me an edge in case things do get rough out there.
Okay. Make a mind check, because you know where most of the stuff is on the ship.
Alrighty. Alright, so I got a Ooh, I got an 11, so with my multiplier, 2.5, that makes a total of 27.5.
Okay. So we always use round numbers. So if you come up with a fraction, just round up.
28.
Okay. So not a problem. So you find a bottle of wine, but one of the disadvantages that your ship has is that you have bad food. As a general rule, you just don't have enough room to stock sufficient quantities of food, so you make do with food pellets and that kind of stuff. So it's not what you would call good wine, but you may not be that particular. You do, however, find 2 extra clips for your blaster, so for a blaster pistol. So
Oh, excellent. Then I'll join my compatriots outside then.
okay, all right. So Brendan, Sir Ryza notices through looking at the feed through the comm synth that one of the ships is in fact mired in the ice. You can see the landing pylons that the ship is supported on are totally covered in ice, and a couple of the control surfaces and one engine are actually laying partly submerged in the ice that looks like it's frozen over.
Okay.
So that's probably not going anywhere anytime soon.
Does this thing have an auto hover?
Yours?
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay. Can I set it to hover while... This is going to sound weird, but can I set it to hover while it's nearish the ground or on the ground to take some of the weight off of the ice?
Yeah, you can do that. You can leave it at the 20 or 30 feet up and scramble down if you like.
Okay, well, all right. It doesn't even need to be 20 or 30 feet up, as long as it's not putting... I don't want this thing sinking when I need to make a hasty escape. So I'll set it, maybe 10 feet off the ground. I know the wolf is not going to have any issue jumping up in there when it's time to get out of here, and he can always assist in things like that. So yeah, I'll set it to hover.
And through your link device, you can control the ship remotely.
Oh, perfect.
You wouldn't want to fly a dogfight that way, but you can certainly do it for simple maneuvers like that.
Oh, so much the better. Okay, well then I'll just have it hover a height above ground that actually makes it less of a tempting target for panicking victims that are trying to escape and leave the rescuers behind.
Okay, sounds good. All right. So back to what Ryza sees. The other ship, which looks a fair bit different from the first ship that's mired in the ice. It's a much sleeker looking craft, and it doesn't look like it's mired in the ice at all. So
recently arrived.
Do I recognize the world of manufacture of that ship? World or society?
You think it's probably from one of the edge worlds. It's doesn't look like one of the ships from the Commonwealth itself. You think it's probably from Al-Mukhtar or something like that, or perhaps Kahira, one of those two.
What do we know about them?
Sleek-looking craft. Looks like it would be fast. You would be happy to own it if you were still in your former profession. So
is it superior to our ship for the kinds of things that we do?
It's probably similar to your ship. It might have some strengths where yours has weaknesses, and vice versa. Your ship is rugged as hell, but it's not terribly maneuverable. So this one looks like it's built for speed and maneuverability, but might not have the same degree of toughness in a fight. So
got it.
But it is not mired in the ice at all. It looks like it could be flown out at any moment, and it also looks like the engines are still running and the power is still on in the ship, whereas the other ship has no.
So someone else has responded to this distress call as well. So Sir Kurz and her friend.
I have a name.
I'll get to that. Where we should expect company.
Should
Would you
we
like to meet the neighbors,
investigate-
boy?
Should we investigate the ship, the other ship, before we actually go to the?
Getting
Should we
back to
invest-
like, what did you get on your stealth roll, or did you roll that?
Yeah, I rolled that. I rolled a 6, and it says on my sheet stealth times 3. So agility times 3. So I just roll multiply the 6 by 3 and get an 18. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to roll something over here.
Something secret.
Something sneaky.
Until it starts shooting, you know.
Okay. And in fact, you are followed by a trace of blaster fire coming from the underside of the hull of that second sleek-looking ship that misses you, Kirst, but obviously you've been seen, and they don't seem to like you.
You said I had been seen or had not been seen?
It looks
You were
like
shot at. Of course you were seen.
Shot at.
so. You can.
Okay. I didn't know if they were doing recon by fire. And where is it being? Where am I being shot at from? Sorry, I had you sort of broke up.
From the sleek-looking ship, as opposed to the more utilitarian-looking ship.
Oh, okay. Are they within range of my grenade launcher?
No, no, they're not.
Okay. I am going to run forward as fast as I can. If I move forward as fast as I can I get within range to fire a grenade in this panel?
No, but in your next panel you can.
Okay.
Not a problem. But if
Then
so, if
I am going to charge forward, and I'm going to be doing whatever sort of evasive maneuvers I can. Jumping or athletics is one of my skills, with a specialty in jumping. So assume that I'm doing sort of a leaping, bounding, rapid approach toward the enemy ship with an eye to not getting shot. So I'm charging them, but I'm not charging straight at the guns. I'm moving in a random, evasive way with an eye to getting close enough to pound a grenade into whatever firing port is attacking me.
sounds good. All right, so they're going to take a shot. I rolled triple ones, quadruple ones so far.
Oh, this is not good.
So you can roll give me a dodge, a defense roll, Mike. And actually, first roll your athletics jump because that'll modify your defense roll.
Okay, so it's athletics 1. So I just rolled 2d6 for that, and I got a 4. What does that mean?
Okay, you didn't double, right?
No, sir. It's a 3 and a 1.
So then you take your agility, and because you have the 1 beside it, you bump your agility by 1.
Oh, so agility goes up to 4. So
Right.
it's 4 times
And you
4. That gives me
multiply
16.
by that 4. So that'll give you a 16.
Yes, sir.
Okay? But because it's a jump, it's your specialty, so you can re-roll and take the better roll if you like.
Got it. Okay. So I get a 7.
Okay? That's
7
obviously
times 4 is 28. I will take that, please.
okay. And this game operates on full disclosure. So as a GM, I'm going to tell you that I got a 28, all right, on my roll to hit you. So
But I'm a hero.
you're a hero. So on a
Mine
tie,
trumps.
you win. Okay? So on a tie, you don't have to worry about it. They did miss. They missed by a tiny amount.
So what?
Okay.
It just blows away ice fragments underneath my feet as I leap through the air to my next spot.
Yeah, you get some of the ice blown back in your face and stuff like that, and you snarl and dive into a pile of snow and come up and keep running.
All right.
But miss you. Okay. All right, so that's what's happening with Sir Kars. Excuse me, my voice is starting to go. 1 second. So, Sir Ryza, your comm synth is picking up some chatter. You can't make out. It's obviously on a protected channel, but you can make out the comm synth is picking up contact between the tower, the base of the tower rather, and the ship that's firing on you guys.
Mr. Izonder, I think our skills are needed.
My sentiments exactly, and thank
Yeah.
you for the name drop.
So what's Donnan doing?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna turn on my personal force shield, and since I'm presuming that the charging wolf monster has them distracted, I'm actually gonna try to sneak around and flank that ship.
Okay,
Yeah.
that would be a stealth roll. Good call. And yeah, the wolf has their attention. The wolfen is probably about 7.5 feet tall and 400 pounds.
Oh my
So
God.
good at occupying people's attention.
Yeah.
All right, I
And
got a
Howland.
44 on my stealth check.
Nice. Okay, and don't forget, if you roll doubles, you get to add another die. So just want to mention that. Okay, 44. They don't pick you up on their sensors, or at least they don't respond. So where would you like to move? You can get up to within 40 feet, 30 or 40 feet of the ship itself, and
I'd like to get.
behind a ridge.
I would like, if possible, I would like to get in a position where I can take my blaster and maybe like shoot out an important power conduit or something that will mess with this ship's defenses and ability to make dog meat out of my ally.
Okay. Another possibility would be to get up close and try and hack the entry so you can get access to the ship. So you can think about that. But at this point, you've managed to sneak all the way around, and you're in a position where you don't think there's any guns trained in that direction anyway, and you're pretty sure that they haven't seen you. So, Riza, what are you doing? You're still with your comm synth underneath the ship.
Yeah. Well, at this point, the comm synth has told me enough of what I need to know. I have a speciality in running. So my intent is to close the distance between myself and my fellow knight to back him up.
Okay.
And I am interested in using my skills with technology to somehow disable this ship when I'm close enough to it.
Okay. So because they've already fired, and because the Wolfen has obviously got their attention, you don't have to worry about dodging or anything like that. Nobody's shooting at you. But you are getting a hail from somebody inside the tower on your through your communication device. So.
Oh, okay. Is it easy enough to listen to while running?
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then I do one of these as I'm running.
You can do it on your heads-up display, or there's telepathic controls that you can use because you're a psyker, a scion.
I have all of those things. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Well, I probably need to see what's going on, so I'd like to listen. Okay. This is Sir Riza of the Knights-Marshal. Send traffic.
Oh, that's terrific. You're here to help. You are walking into an ambush. You understand?
We are engaged by the ambush. It will be dealt with presently, and you will be able to discuss all of your problems with us, and ideally we will be able to address them. All in due time. I am presently engaged. Sir Riza out.
All right, then. Okay, so you can get up to around 30 or 40 feet away from the ship as well, about the same place that...
Am I able to use my athletic skill to get any further? Is that... because my specialization is in running, so I'm curious.
I'm giving it to you without a roll. Basically, although you stay behind because you're a good runner and you weren't leaping around trying to avoid being shot at, you caught up to Sir Kars because you're fast.
Okay. Well, assuming he's not too erratic in his movement, I will give him a tactical pat on the shoulder so that I do not catch a stray claw or sword or blaster bolt, etc.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so Kars, you are close enough that you can do whatever it is you're attempting to do. So what would that be?
Well, I'm going to continue to move closer because I know I have to move before I attack. Oh wait, if all I'm going to do is attack, I can move afterwards, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Am I in optimum grenade range, or would I be better off moving closer before firing a grenade from my wrist grenade launcher?
You're pretty good for grenade range, but you know from experience that the kind of grenades and such that you've got are not likely to do much to a spaceship.
Ew.
Are there any kind of ports or weak points that a grenade would be useful against? Would this be a called shot? What am I being fired at from? I guess it's not an open window. I guess it's some sort of mounted weapon.
They're mounted blasters on the underside of the hull.
Yeah.
So.
One battery of them?
It looks like there's 2 batteries.
Okay, well, let's say I don't want to harm the ship. Let's say I just want to disable the blaster arrays.
Okay, that you can try. Yep.
Okay, then I am going to fire a grenade, but I'm going to keep moving, or I'm going to fire and then move if it'll affect my accuracy. I'm going to close to the kill.
Okay.
I'm going to try to blow away those blasters, but that's just a means to an end, and the end is to get there and finish them off. So I am not going to slow my approach. I'm just going to take a shot if you're going to let me.
Yep, you can do that.
All right. I am going to fire. What is it? It's a grenade. It's like a grenade glove, right? A gauntlet that fires grenades.
That has 5 grenades loaded into it.
All right. Sorry, I'm trying to find my stats here.
No problem.
Damn mask. Oh, here we go. So it's a grenade gauntlet. Do I have 5 of each type of grenade? Energy?
No, you have 5 total. So.
But I can select which kind I want to hit with, right?
Yeah, you've got, I think.
I have 2 energy and 3 stun. Well, I think this calls for an energy grenade in a big way.
Yeah.
All right, and I have my energy grenades set up so they look like red bouncy balls, and I've conditioned myself mentally so when they go off, I can allow myself to rage immediately afterwards.
I see.
All right, I get a 6, and what am I multiplying that by? My agility?
To hit, yeah.
Yes, sir. So my agility is 3. 3 times 6 is 18.
Okay.
Is that all? I don't get any other modifiers?
Do you have any? There should be a section on your sheet where it's got to hits with your different weapons. So I don't think you have any bonuses for grenade gauntlet.
It doesn't say it. It just says custom grenade gauntlet.
Okay.
So it doesn't say anything. I think it's important at this point. I think it's important at this point we take out those blasters because this could really cramp our style. What would the effect of me using 1 hero point be at this point?
Actually, I was going to tell you that you need 2 hero points because the difficulty of your shot is a 20 because you're doing a called shot, but the ship is moving. So you rolled an 18, right?
So I'm going to use 2 hero points. Yes, sir. I've got 6 total. And I'm going to use 2 of them right now to make that grenade hit where I want it to hit and blow apart that blaster array.
Okay, well, let's see if it blows the blaster array, but you definitely hit. So you can roll your damage on the blasters.
Okay, that should be 7. It says times 7. Does that mean I roll 7 dice?
No, you roll 2 dice and multiply by 7.
Oh, yes, sir. Got it.
You want to roll high.
Right. I rolled pretty good, better than average. 8 times 7 is 56.
Okay, so you're definitely going to get some damage through there. Just going to look at the soak on the ship. Okay, so the ship soaks 30 points of that, but because you did a called shot, it effectively you're attacking a single part of the ship that isn't as tough. So,
and it's superstructure anyway.
Right. So you haven't destroyed the blasters entirely, but you have rendered them inoperable for the time being.
That's all I care about.
The housings are fused and that kind of stuff, so they're no longer dark and they no longer fire. So.
Oh, do stop making a scene.
All right, I howl triumphantly.
Okay. All right. So, Donna, what are you doing?
Actually, I think I'll go ahead and take your advice. See if I can hack an airlock open so that the juicy meat inside can be exposed to my warrior-minded colleagues.
Okay. What kind of mental skills have you got?
I'm thinking ship operations.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
All right. And I've got a specialty in that for systems, so I'll assume hacking is covered by that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the perfect skill for it, but it's very close. So.
All right. So hacking in, and my total comes to 23.
Okay. I got double fives, triple fives. So I rolled a 21 times the mind of the ship, which effectively works as its defenses against hacking and stuff like that. So you need to beat, in this case, a 63.
Oh my God.
Sorry. So apparently it saw you coming and shut you down.
Oh my God.
All right, I have a plan B when it comes time to act again.
That's your action. You're not under attack or anything like that, but it is defeating your hacking at this point. So,
Oh, nuts.
okay.
Well, would I have time for Plan B? Plan B being to use my pyrokinesis to melt the ice under the ship to see if I can at least get it get it a bit more precarious.
You'll have to wait until next turn for that.
No problem.
Okay. Ryza.
Are there multiple weapon hard points under this thing, or just the one?
There's two separate arrays, but
There's two separate arrays,
so that they were tracking together.
Okay, good deal. Okay, then the other one, I would like to use my technology skill, which specifically mentions destroying or figuring out weapons like firearms and things like that. I am looking. I don't want to unpower it. I am looking for specifically the control cabling so that I can rig like a AA battery between some wires, and when I touch the leads, it'll cause it to fire. So I want basically to remove the control of this cannon from whatever mechanism is controlling it in the ship, but I want it to still be able to fire, if that makes sense.
Okay. You'll need to get right up there then. So
Yeah,
go ahead and
that's
make
my intent.
a defense roll.
Sure. Do not shoot me in the face. Do not shoot me in the face. Okay, so I rolled a...
Did Brendan lock up?
I hope not. I got a 30.
You got a 30?
Yeah.
Okay, so it pivots to fire on you, but you leap to one side and it doesn't track in time. So it fires, but it's way wide.
Good.
So you can get up to it and make your attempt.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So I got a 4. I'm guessing my repair speciality is not going to cover giving me the ability to re-roll. So I will just multiply that by 3, and I get a 16.
4 times 3 is 16?
No, it's not. It's 12.
Okay. Just wanted to check. Okay. So you've made some progress on it, but it's going to take you some more time. Sort of like what's happening with Donnan and hacking the door. He's made some progress, but the system is working against him. So same thing here.
Wow, I'm glad the things I do work quickly.
Well, it's fine. It'll be worth it when I can set this turret to basically shoot its own ship.
Oh, Ryza, you also have danger sense, do you not?
I do, in fact, have danger sense, yes.
Don't forget that boosts your defense roll.
Oh, I think it's already factored in.
Okay, so does it say something like plus 2 times 3 or something like that?
I've got plus 3 times 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're good.
Yep.
Okay, so all of you can make a visual notice roll. So that's your mind. But if you have any bonuses to vision for whatever reason, you can use those.
I get a 50.
Okay, so I get a 7 times mine gives me a 14, but I have keen senses times 1 sight. Does that mean I add an additional 7 or an additional 14?
It becomes it turns your mind into a 3 for vision rolls.
So I get a 21.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got 23.
Okay, and what did you get, Riza?
50.
50.
50.
Okay. Okay. All right. So you notice first of all, and you can actually give a yell to your companions. But you notice the flash of light from the airlock door of the surface state of the station as someone opens up the door, and a moment later, blaster fire comes out of it.
So there are enemies inside the station as well, apparently.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Okay. Well then, Sir Cars, Mr. Azonder, company at the airlock.
But because
do we have
your skills, sorry.
Do we have weapons mounted on our ship that our pilot can be using to direct fire at the airlock on the station at this point, or no?
If your pilot was in the ship, yes.
Okay.
Also,
He can't do that remotely.
no, ship weapons are likely to cause serious problems for the area around here, which is unstable as it is.
I understand.
These are pretty substantial weapons, I take it.
Oh, the ship weapons are way big.
Yeah.
So if you are hit by the ship weapons, they will make a hole.
Ah.
So.
Yeah.
But there's
Your
blaster.
spirit's in the right place, Sir Cars, but I think we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way.
I'm good with that.
Okay, so Kars is being shot at because he's the biggest and the closest.
Naturally.
Being shot at from the station now. I'm over by the ship, but I'm being fired at from the station, correct?
Right, yeah.
Got it.
And they got a 21, so can you make a defense roll, please?
All right. All right, so how do I make a defense roll? This is the first time I've done this, right?
Roll 2 dice and multiply it by your defense.
There's a defense stat there.
Oh, okay. It says -1 times 3. Is that correct?
Yes, because you're big, so you roll 2d6 and subtract 1 from the 2d6, and then multiply by 3.
Okay, so I got an 8, -1 is 7, times 3 is 21.
So again, you got exactly what you needed to not be hit.
Because I am a hero.
Right, because
You are a hero.
And so do you.
Awesome. That is, I like that.
Okay. So a blaster bolt goes past your shoulder, but you don't get hit. So the turret on the ship is trying to turn to take in Sir Riza.
But I've disabled those, haven't I?
No, only one of them.
You disabled one. There's 2 turrets.
Oh.
So.
Okay. Oh, that sucks.
All right. Well, I will roll my defense. Ha 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 ha! They will not defeat me.
So I got a 15.
A 50 what?
15.
Oh, that does not come anywhere close to my 36, does it?
No, so
No.
It's almost laughable. So
No. Sir Riza's been in this business for a long time, Clint.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ship weapons are not awesome at hitting people anyway. That's
Yeah.
not really what they're designed for. But they're nowhere close.
Yeah.
All right, so Donnan, you're back at the access hatch trying to open up.
Indeed. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and try to give this another go. So,
Okay.
is the ship rolling against me each time, or am I just trying to beat the number that the ship generated?
You can add what you got last time. So I've kept track of that. So you're basically trying to overcome what the ship rolled.
Okay, then I'll go ahead and give it another shot. See if we can get those airlocks open.
Okay.
Am I up next?
No, Riza is.
Oh.
I just
All right. I do not like my roll. I'm going to go ahead and use my ship systems reroll.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
Hmm.
All right.
Did I miss a turn somewhere?
No, Mike.
I'm just
You
asking.
just got 23.
Okay. So yes, you cycled the airlock, and yes, Mike, you did. Sorry. I'll get back to you in a second. Sorry
Yes,
about that.
Shut
Mike.
up, Brendan. See, I
Yes.
did.
Yes, Mike.
So you cycled the airlock, Donnan. and the hatch opens up, so you've got a ramp up into the ship.
Gentlemen, we have ingress.
Good.
So that's what you do then?
Yep, I'm gonna get the airlock open, get the ramp down.
Okay, so that's done. So going back to Kars. Sorry about that, Sir Kars.
No, that's all right. This works well. The ramp now to the enemy ship is open.
Yeah.
I am going to charge in, doing combat rolls to avoid being hit by any enemy blaster fire. And as soon as I see something armed and opposed to me, I am going to rage and attack it.
Okay, so are you charging the station door where you were being shot at, or the interior of the ship? You're about equal distant from either one.
I'm thinking that if he just put a lot of effort into opening the ship, I can only attack one thing. I think I'm going to go for the ship at this point, because incapacitating it and keeping it from taking off, I think, is probably important to us. If the damn thing just takes off at this point because I've run off to something else, that doesn't serve any of our needs. So I'm going to assault the ship directly at this point. Also, once I go on board the ship, that will probably keep me from being a target from the people in the station anyway. So I think that
We'll
serves.
make you a target for the people inside the ship.
Well, I'm gonna be taking them on head to head. I do not suspect that in a hand-to-hand fight they are as tough as I am. If they were, they wouldn't have been shooting at us with their stupid little guns strapped to the bottom of their ship. They would have come out and faced us. So I'm going in and getting them.
All right. Okay, so you charge up the ramp.
I charge up the ramp and with a tumble, leap into the ship and assault whoever is in there, assuming they look violent.
Well, it's a good-sized ship, so you actually come into the cargo area, and you're looking at an open area with a whole bunch of crates and other storage utensils, and a catwalk running across the top ahead of you, and a set of stairs leading up into the belly of the like further into the interior of the ship.
Could somebody be hiding in here to shoot me in the back as I pass by to get further into the ship, or does that not seem to be a concern?
No, it's quite possible.
And I'm too busy doing other things.
There's certainly
Can
enough.
Can that robot thing with a gun strapped to it, is it still with me? Is it able to sort of cover my back and set off an audible alarm if something pops out to shoot me?
That depends on what sort of eyes it tells it to do.
Okay. Isn't he like psychic? Can he like read my mind and anticipate that's what I want him to do?
I don't think he has that psychic power, but you can certainly tell
I
him
am
what to do.
telekinetic, not telepathic, unfortunately.
Right.
Just
But
trying
you
to
could radio me.
You do have.
my radio him and says, have your robot watch my back. I'm charging straight into the ship, and I don't want to get shot.
All right. Well, at my earliest ability, I will do that.
Okay.
All right. While I'm not going to waste time in the cargo bay. I'm alert to the possibility that something could be hiding in here, and if it is, I'm going to attack it once it presents itself and try to defend myself appropriately. So I don't want to be caught flat-footed or by surprise, but I am charging further into the ship and going up the stairs. I'm trying to get to the command center of the ship.
Okay. Sounds good. So what you're going to do then is move forward at a combat speed as opposed to a full-out run, because if all you're doing is running, then you have no active defense. You just have defense based on how fast you're moving, but you're not dodging or taking advantage of cover or anything like that.
Yeah,
so,
that's perfect.
So go ahead and make a defense roll.
Okay, so I get an 8. Once again, that's -1 times 3, 21.
Okay, so I rolled a 24, so I'm going to hit you.
Okay?
Okay.
Who are you? Some bastard lurking behind a crate?
No, I'm actually an automated gun system.
I hate that.
That's in the cargo area. So these guys obviously don't trust their own people, so they've got surveillance and security right in the cargo bay. So, do you have 3 hero points left?
I have 4 hero points left.
Okay. So if you want to avoid being hit, you could buff your defense roll up to 24, and then you would tie yet again and yet again not be hit if you want
And
to.
and what am I being shot at? Like an M60 machine gun or something horrible like that?
No, you're being shot at by a blaster carbine that's mounted onto a turret system and a
Is
camera.
a weapon like that likely to bypass my armor?
It won't bypass your armor. You'll get a soak, but it's not gonna. It's gonna sting, very likely.
Okay, then it's probably best to avoid being killed now rather than to save the points to avoid being killed later. I'll use 3 of my points, so I should have just 1 left.
Right.
I'm going to use 3 of my points to avoid being hit.
Okay, so if it hit you, and which it did, it would be rolling ×5 damage. Just so you know. Okay, so you can look at your soak total and get an idea of what your average is to figure out how lethal that's likely to be on you. Right.
Well, it wouldn't have killed me, but it wouldn't have done me any good. Isn't my light armor soak 15?
Right.
Yeah, so average damage would have been 35. Soak 15 means I would have taken 20 damage.
Yeah, so it would not be a whole lot of fun. And if it rolled big, you could really suck it up. So.
Yeah, okay. Well, then I'm just as glad I did that.
Okay, so a crate beside you explodes as you leap out of the way of this thing. You notice the tracking of the gun and the fire just as it's lighting up, and you jump out of the way, and you're up into the up the stairs and into the hallway now. So you don't think it can shoot you anymore.
I don't think it can shoot me. Am I allowed to, guys? Are we worried about this thing? Should I fire my second energy grenade at it and try to blow it up, or doesn't it matter? Probably doesn't matter at this point. Is anyone else going in this damn ship, or just me?
There's not people in there, then I'm just going to set it to destroy itself.
Okay.
Well, actually, we could capture it. It's worth something.
No, I'm just wondering if you needed me to take out that gun. I don't want somebody else to come in and get shot.
Take out the gun.
Take it out so I can get direct access to the computer core, and I'll make it our ship.
All right, all right. Clint, let me ask you. I see where the gun is. Now that I've gone up the stairs and sort of gone past where it can hit me, can I just leap down onto the rail that it's on and manually disable it? I'm huge. Can I just leap down onto the tracking mount behind it and just rip it up off the track?
Well, you
rip out the power cable to it?
It wouldn't be leaping down. It would be sort of leaping horizontally. It's about 50 feet off the ground, but you're about 10 or 12 feet up above the ground right now. So, yeah, not a problem. You can just leap right at it and rip it to
That's
pieces.
what I'm going to do. I'm just going to leap onto the gun array, and whatever is the most vulnerable part of it, the power cord, I'm just going to wrench it out the back of it or whatever. I'm going to disable it that way.
Okay, so give me an athletics jump roll, just to make sure you're on target.
So it's athletics 1. That means my agility goes up by 1?
Right, as a multiplier.
Okay. So my agility goes up to 4. I roll a 7. I get a 28.
Okay, so no problem. You're right on target, and you can actually take a +2 dice bonus to in this case, I'll give it to you as damage because you're not really trying to hit the thing. It's stationary.
No, I'm just grabbing it and wrenching it apart.
Right, and because it's stationary, you don't have to roll to hit, really. So I'll give it to you as a damage bonus. So go ahead and roll your damage for your claw.
Oh, so I'm like taking my, what do I have? I've got some kind of a tensor claw harness.
Right.
So tensor knives for each claw. So I guess I'm taking that and just tearing at cables and whatnot, right?
Yeah, basically cutting at the weak points. So.
Okay, so help me adjudicate this. I roll a 9 on my 2d6.
Okay, you get a
Where's that +2 go?
You get a +2 dice bonus, so that becomes an 11.
Got it.
Okay, and then multiply by your brawn in this case.
That's 3. That gives me a 33.
Okay. Actually, sorry, not by your brawn, by your tensor claw damage. My mistake.
Oh, that's all right. Tensor claw damage. It says 1.5 MC. What the hell does that mean?
Oh, that's the cost of it. But there should be a damage listed for your tensor claw itself.
Bear with me.
No problem.
Let's see. It says ×1 to hit with claws. No, that's different. Hold on. Claw. I got it. Claw says ×4 to hit, +2 ×5. Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of all this. Damage, -1 DB to hit twice. No? Damn it.
Oh. Yeah, okay, because you have double strike, so you can hit with each claw. But in this case, you're probably good with just hitting with one.
Yeah. It says +2 ×5 +5L. Is that the damage?
Yes. So you're taking that 9, adding 2 to make it an 11, and then multiplying by 5.
And you
then
gave me an additional +2 anyway, so that makes it a 13.
What's that?
No,
Yeah.
you factored in
Yeah.
the +2.
So that's a 13. So it's 13 × 5.
Yeah.
That's 65. And then it says +5L.
Right, because you're big. And L just stands for lethal damage. You can't make the stun damage.
So I
Boss
take,
can make stun or lethal, right? But
so I
this
do
is
70 damage to this
70
weapons array.
damage. Yeah. So there's crackles of electricity going everywhere and parts flying, and it's not even the memory of a carbine anymore.
Excellent.
It is gone. All right. So let's see. I can't remember. Sir Ryza or Ryza. Sorry.
Okay. So the comm synth, I set it to patrol the ship, basically. I just set it to shoot movement that is not either Azandar or Mr. Azandar or Sir Karis.
Okay.
And I will continue to
the gun that Sir Karst ripped apart, but I thought it would be more fun to let Karst do that. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I continue to modify the ship weapon that I'm fiddling with here.
Yeah, you need a total of 22 to.
Okay.
To
And I was at 15, so I've got pretty good odds I'm going to be able to do it.
Okay.
This turn.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's an 8 times 3 is
24. Yeah.
24. So I'm good 22. To go.
So, all right. So it is rewired. What do you want it to do?
Well, since we've got folks coming out the airlock, I am going to rig it with a battery and a timer switch just to keep shooting at them.
Okay. Understand that the ship weapons are doing way more to destabilize the ice than you are with blaster weapons and stuff like that.
Oh, I believe it.
Okay, just so you're clear.
All right. Well, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe. No, I want to shoot it at least once.
Okay. Donnan, you're up.
Yeah, with the ramp open and that internal gun disabled, I'm going to enter the ship and try to find either the computer core or the helm so I can take direct control over the ship.
Okay. This actually looks not unlike a lot of the ships that you have crewed or captained over the many long years of your life. So you know pretty much directly where to go. So you saunter past the Wolfen, who is covered in bits of electronics and what used to be a blaster carbine, and looking pretty pleased with himself. And you can head up the main gantry to the front of the ship, where you find a closed door to what you're pretty sure is the cockpit.
I would like to, if possible, I would like to engage my clairvoyance to see what awaits me beyond this door.
Okay. Go ahead and roll on your mind.
All right. So. All right. My total for that roll is 18.
Okay. If you surrender 2 hero points, you will get more information.
I think I'm going to do that.
Okay. So just mark those off.
Done.
Okay, because every increment of 10 gives you a little bit more information. So, and you have yours is the present, right?
Yes, I can only see the present.
Okay, so perfect in this situation. So you're pretty sure that there is considerable danger on the other side of the door, and you can also hear and obviously a voice that's coming through a communication system or something like that. You can't make out what's being said through the door, but you're sure it's important to you.
All right. Is there anything I can do to actually hear what's being said?
Opening the door or making a listening roll?
I will try for listening.
All right. Do you have any bonuses for hearing?
Let's see. Regrettably, no. No, I do not.
A straight mind check, and you're going to be at a -2 dice bonus because of the door. So roll your 2 dice, subtract by 2, and then do the multiplication.
All right, my total is 13.
Okay. So what did you do? Sorry.
Oh, I rolled a 13 to try to listen.
Okay. You don't make out much of the thing, but you get the impression that it's hailing somebody repeatedly.
Wolfen, I have someone for you to kill.
You hear the word Marshal.
Yeah.
Oh dear, never mind. Oh, actually, you know what? I'll see. Can I maybe tune into the frequency that he's broadcasting on?
Make a roll.
All right.
You can use ship systems for that.
Oh, excellent. So, if that's the case, I'll take my systems reroll.
Okay.
Reroll. The reroll was worse. Do I stick with the reroll?
No, you can pick the one you like.
Oh, excellent. So I will go with 5. There we go. I got another 13.
Okay. It takes you a while dialing through because you're moving through the bands that you figure you're going to have to decode, or enemy bands that are scrambled, and it turns out that it's actually being broadcast on a band that's easy to pick up. It's obviously meant for your ears, and so you eventually get down to that band, and you hear a voice going, "Really? I was hoping you would have been paying attention by now. I'm going to throw another body out the airlock if you don't stop taking over my ship."
Can I patch my the Knights-Marshal in on this transmission?
Sure. It's just a flick of a switch. So done.
Alrighty. Get you guys up to speed.
Okay.
Well, Sarah, do I proceed?
The voice says, "If you would exit my ship, and then I won't have to kill another scientist."
I see. So that's why the airlock was opening.
Well, they were shooting out of it, keep in mind.
They were, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we have a hostage situation. That is different.
You have a count of 5.
Does that mean I'm supposed to be leaving the damn ship?
That's what you're hearing.
Okay.
3.
Lance, I think it is. I think we should probably exit the ship. It's been appropriately disabled on the outside. It's no threat to us. Leave.
All right. I'll exit, although if possible, on the way out, can I hack the door to the bridge to seal?
Why
so
do
that
we
he's
want to do
trapped
that?
inside?
You don't have to hack it. If you want, you can use your pyrokinesis to fuse the hinges.
Nice.
Oh, then heck, I'll do that.
Wait. What if we want to get back in there at some point?
We'll have
You're
time.
muscular enough to tear it apart eventually.
All right, that's the consensus then, that we're supposed to. That you don't want me to continue berserking on further into this ship at this point.
Get off the ship. Yep.
All right. I'm not bloodthirsty. This is not a matter of courage. I'm doing this because my co-knight has determined it's a good course of action, and I don't want anyone we're responsible for to be killed. I just want to make note that this is not a matter of physical courage.
All right, I got a 23 on using my pyrokinesis to fuse the door.
Not a problem. You do it with surgical precision.
Nice.
So off we go. And
All
I'll
right,
depart the
I
ship.
exit the ship.
Okay. When you get outside, you see a pair of armored figures. One of which has a blaster carbine, and the other one is standing behind a a person who's obviously not dressed for the weather, as it were, and they're menacing them with a blaster pistol. So you can also make visual perception checks, each of you.
All right. It will be done. That is an 8 times 5 is 40.
Nice.
I roll a 5, and I have keen senses times 1 sight, so I guess that increases my mind by 1, right? If I got the mechanic on that right?
Yeah,
Yep.
that's right.
So 3 times 5 is 15. I think
Okay.
that's what I'm going to have to
I'm
do.
13 here.
Okay, so you two don't see it, but Ryza sees it. Up on top of the platform, it's a single-story sort of disc that houses the habitation ring and stuff like that, and the airlock is sticking out of that. And up on top of the flat surface of that is a prone figure and holding a scoped blaster rifle pointed at you.
Good.
We
So-
have 2 armored figures and a sniper.
Nope, 2 armored figures. Because you didn't see the sniper.
Oh, I understand. Got it. Oh, I thought we were getting all this through the feed. Sorry, not trying to be meta.
No. I'm sure Ryza will share it with you.
Yeah, right. Yeah, sniper, top of the platform, has a beat on us.
Yeah.
Would you
Wow,
like
that's
to distract the sniper with fire?
Sorry?
Would you like me to distract the sniper with fire?
Yeah. Go for it.
I heard a yes.
No, let me know when I'm up. Let me know when I'm able to do stuff.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Ryza, you also notice that although the person that's being held at blaster point is not wearing enough for the weather, they do have a breather on, so they're not likely to die in the next 20 seconds of
Good.
lack of action.
Good.
So,
Is the guy holding the gun up to the up to our alleged scientist? Is he within 5 squares or my telekinesis range?
no, they're about 50 feet away.
Okay.
Will, you could use your pyrotechnics to make that guy's gun hot so he drops it and is not able to execute the hostage. Then I'll go take out those guys by hand.
Pyrotechnics actually cannot do that. You can create flame with it, and you can manipulate flame with it. So you could set him on fire, or set his gun on fire, but you can't excite the molecules of the gun, if you know what I mean.
Okay, got it. Now I'm just trying to think of a way to protect these hostages that will also allow me to go pull limbs off of people.
Okay, and the voice comes over your intercom again, and it doesn't look like any of these guys are talking. Possibly the one who's the sniper, because you can't see him well enough to see whether that one's speaking, but the voice at least doesn't belong to the 2 on the ground. Says, you can you can drop your weapons and keep moving away from my ship. Thank you.
Okay.
So what do you do?
Well, I think between the telekinesis, the pyrokinetics, and the Wolfen's claws, even without their tensor backup, we're probably more than dangerous enough for them, even unarmed. So I have no problem with a little bit of deception if it means we can close distance with them and take them out. So yeah, this is what I will communicate with them. My intent is to lower my weapons and move within that 5 square range so that I can use my telekinesis and wrench the blaster pistol out of the guy's hand.
Okay.
And I don't have any weapons. I don't carry weapons. My hands are empty. So
there you go.
I'll go ahead and move in the same general direction as Brendan, although I'll only in the same general direction so that we're not bunched up.
Good.
Okay, so do any of you have anything like deception or detect deception?
I have both.
Okay, so you can roll deception, but detect deception doesn't actually apply in this case, but you can roll on deception.
Alright, I just rolled on deception, so... Oh, I got a 10 even.
Okay, So you get exactly what you need to close the distance a little bit. By getting a 10, you succeeded at a basic level without drawing without making them suspicious of your actions. So you managed to hide it, but with dropping your weapons and other things, talking and that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
But they do notice Ryza and Sir Kars, unless you guys can make deception rolls. Since you don't have the skill deception, you can roll on your mind, but the mind is -1 in the circumstance.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay.
Can I use my stealth ability? That's one of my skills. Can I somehow use my stealth instead of deception in this case?
I'll
allow it.
I'll allow it, but I'm going to give you a -2 to your roll, like a dice bonus, -2 dice penalty, because it's not applicable. So.
Okay.
Okay, so I got a 7 times 2 is a 14. So if a 10 was successful, is a 14 successful?
14 is successful, yes.
Good deal.
Help me do the math on this. I got a 10 and it's 2 5s. So I get to roll another die?
Okay, yeah. That's what you have.
So I roll another die and it's a 2, so I get a 12.
Right.
Minus
-2 to the roll you said?
It's
Yeah.
10.
That makes it a 10. And then what am I multiplying it by?
You're multiplying by your mind -1.
So nothing.
So I
1.
get a 10.
So you have a mind of 2, right?
I have a mind of 2, which I
Right.
cut back to 1,
Got it.
so I get a total of 10. And
Okay.
I needed a 10.
So you managed to avoid their attention, all three of you, as you close the distance about maybe 10 or 15 feet. So you're now within about 20 feet of them.
Good.
Tell me when I can act.
Okay, so I've been playing a little bit loose with things so far, but it looks like timing is going to be really important right now. So I'm going to get you guys to roll priority.
Okay.
What does that mean?
There should be a thing for priority on your sheet. If there isn't, I can't remember if there is, but
that's like initiative.
yeah.
I don't see it.
No, neither do I.
Okay.
No, it's off the sheet.
Then roll on your agility.
Yeah.
Because it's the same thing.
Okay, 8 times 3 is 24.
Got a 32.
32. And Kars, I didn't hear yours.
I got an 18, a 6 times 3.
Okay. 1 second. Okay. Drop my pen here. All right. So, Donnan, you definitely have the drop on people.
I think I am going to go with my original plan. I'm going to use pyrokinesis to set the sniper on fire.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Well, let's see, and if I spend a hero point before the roll, I can add another die to it?
You need to spend the whole hero die.
Oh,
So
the whole die.
5 points. Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Well, let's see here.
So you're probably going for because it's a variable power, you can sort of determine the effects of the power as you go. So you need it to cover about 30 feet of distance. He's a little bit further back because he's on top of the platform as opposed to the two other guys that are in front. So he's about 10 feet further back. So you need 2 points of your variable to get the necessary range. So that should give you, I think, a ×3 damage and your agility to hit.
Oh, it's my agility to hit.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's my agility to hit, then is it all one roll? Or do I have to roll for the power and then roll for the agility?
You just have to roll the agility to hit. You don't actually have to roll to get the power.
That's excellent.
You just have the power. So it's a question of how you use it in this case.
Oh, okay. Well, then with setting I got a 28 on setting the sniper on fire.
Okay, so you definitely hit him. Even though he's hunkered down, he doesn't have his full dexterity because he's on the ground. So so you do hit him. So roll your damage?
All right. So let me see. So my damage. So how many dice of damage is that? Or
I think you use 2 for range, so you have a total of 5, I think. So you'll have three dice left. So it should be times 3 damage.
oh, okay, excellent. So if that's the case, then there is 3. That is 21.
Nice. Okay, so he's on fire.
Nice.
There's your distraction, boys.
Yes. He immediately rolls over on his back and tries to set the fire, stop the fire.
Does he roll off the platform?
No, he's still up on the platform, but he's having to roll over and over again because it's not natural fire, right? So it's going to take him a while.
Actually, is this the kind of thing I can concentrate to maintain the fire on him?
Effectively, you can do that by continuing the fire round after round. So you'll have to essentially retarget him every time. But you can do that if that's what you want to do. So he's on fire. He's actually taken some damage. Not a huge amount, but he has taken some. And more importantly, for the moment, he won't be shooting you with that rifle. So.
It's probably a panicking sensation.
Oh yeah, totally.
I can only imagine.
But unexpected. So. All right, so that was you. You also have a move now, if you like, because you shot because you used a power before you moved. You can't use any other powers at this time, but you can take a movement if you like. Done it. So.
No, I think I'm going to stay here.
Okay, sounds good. Then next is somebody who is not you guys.
Ah, I don't like that at all.
No.
No, you might not.
Well, we're going to lose a hostage, but it is imperative that these brigands be brought to justice.
You're going to inflict the martial law?
Yeah.
Yes.
Summary justice, right?
It's not even a pun. That's exactly what we're going to do. Yes.
Yes.
It's in the setting.
What did you think we were going to do? Yes. Martial law.
Yes. And we will not be as lenient as we were with you.
Exactly.
There's room for one hangers-on on this vessel.
Indeed.
So the airlock door cycles open momentarily, or swings open momentarily, and a blaster pistol sticks out and fires.
I hate that.
Is going to hit Sir Kars unless you can make a defense roll.
Of course he can. He's a hero.
So this is the 33. So.
Okay, I rolled a 10. So my defense roll is what? It says -1 times 3. So agility -1 is 2.
You got 27.
20. That is not going to do it.
No. Okay, actually, it's -1 to the die roll. So you rolled a 10.
You got a 27, Mike.
Right.
Oh, I got a 27.
Yeah. So you're still.
Can I use my last hero point to add 1 to the die roll and bring it up to a 30?
No, you can use your last hero point to bring it up to a 28, but it won't help. So
Then I won't do that.
I would keep the hero point if I were you.
I shall.
Just suck up some damage.
I will.
Okay, so let's see, that's 45 points of damage.
Ah! That's horrible.
Yeah,
All right, my
Soaked any
light
yet.
armor is worth 15. So that drops it to 30?
Yeah.
That's the most horrific wound in the whole damn game. This is awful.
Certainly.
All right.
Doesn't he have a soak? Doesn't he roll for the soak or no?
No.
So the soak times 2 plus 25. What's the times 2 about?
Wait a second. Yes. Sorry. What does your soak say, Mike?
Oh, I thought it was just took 15 off.
What's it say?
It says times 3 plus 20 plus 5. Oh, plus 5 with rage. Times 3 plus 20.
Right. So roll times 3 and add 20.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought you rolled a 15.
No. I thought it was a 15. Okay, I get a 9. Times 3 is 27. Plus 20 is 47.
Yeah.
So it hits you in the chest, and it melts a divot in your chest armor, but doesn't actually hurt you.
Oh, this is better.
That's much better.
Yeah,
That's why one wears armor.
Oh
as
no,
well.
good call on
Yes.
all that. I just that's the first time I've ever taken a hit in this game.
So that turns, yeah, you've had some really phenomenal rolls on not being hit.
Yeah.
So, all right, so, and effectively you were not hit again, so your luck holds. All right, so now,
He's a lucky dog.
Sumus Technologiae.
Riza, you're up.
Good deal. I would like to use my telekinesis to wrench the pistol from the hand of the guy holding it against the scientist's head.
Brilliant.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you're going to do then is roll your mind to hit with your telekinesis.
Sure.
He's roll his agility to defend.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I got a 5. That is a 15.
Okay. So he got a 24.
Damn.
So he manages to pull his pistol out of your grip, basically. But in doing so, he's moved it away from the head of the hostage. Okay.
Can the scientist hear me if I shout at him or no?
Sure.
It's
Yeah, probably. It's only 20 feet away.
they're outside, right?
You're outside, but there is a little bit of atmosphere, so you can.
Gotcha. Okay, so there's enough atmo to carry my shout. I tell him to run.
Okay. Let me roll initiative for him. Holy crap. Apparently he's motivated. He got an initiative 22.
Good. And this the comm synth, it's I forgot to mention it. Is it still on the ship?
Well, you hadn't said you were bringing it out.
So it's still on the ship.
If you want, you can call it out now as a free action. That's not a problem.
Well, I want it to float up and start taking pot shots at the sniper. I don't want him to have an opportunity to start shooting at us.
Okay, so let's say that the comm synth is currently on its way out.
Yeah, good deal.
All right, so. Okay, so this guy brings his heel up and slams it into the lightly armored foot of his captor, and the guy is distracted by that and the pistol being wrenched away, and lets go, and the hostage starts running towards you.
Okay.
Okay.
Maya?
And it is Tar's action.
Well, I am 20 feet away from these people. Well,
Okay.
shit, I can jump 60 feet horizontally. I think the proper word for a wolf is pounce.
Yeah.
I am going to pounce on the. I guess the guy in front is not the one that had the pistol on the hostage, right?
No, the guy with the carbine who hasn't acted yet is the one who is in
Well,
front.
I'm going to try to.
You got 2 claws. Attack them both.
I am going to leap upon him and make whatever attacks I need to make. And ideally, the outcome will be that I pull his arm off so that he can't pull the trigger on the carbine.
Okay, there's the 2 guys are close enough together that with your reach, you can probably attack one of them with each claw if you want to.
I'm going to slam into them and try to rip them both apart at the same time if I can. Absolutely. What are the odds that I can kill one, or would I be better off concentrating all my damage on one with an eye to killing him?
Well, you can just roll. You can determine where you hit after you've rolled with the second shot after you've seen the result of the first one. So don't worry about that.
Okay. So I'm going to. You'll have to help me with this attack. I haven't done this before.
No
I'm
problem.
attacking with my tensor claw.
Yep.
So I leap forward. I pounce. I attack with the claw. I go into a rage.
Okay.
I go into a killing rage.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
I roll an 8 to start with. And I'm
Okay.
gonna use my last hero point at this point. What does that do? Does that make it a 9 or not yet?
No. Those work out. You add at the end.
Okay.
After you figured everything
Well, I'll
out.
add it if it helps.
Add it, yeah. We
So
made.
I get an 8, and what do? Do I just multiply that by brawn?
No. You roll to hit first, so you're multiplying by your claw attack to hit. So I think it's probably times 4.
Claw times 4 to hit.
Right. Yeah.
So I get an 8 times 4 is 32.
Right, and he defended with a 24, so you hit him no problem.
Okay.
So you roll your damage.
So now I roll 2d6 again.
Yeah.
Okay, I roll an 11. This
Okay.
one goes to 11.
Okay.
And then what do I add to that?
Okay, so you're gonna add +2, I think it is for.
It's +2. That makes it 13 times 5 is 65. +5 because I'm large is 70. +5 because I'm in a killing rage makes it 75.
Right.
Oh my God.
Yeah. You are brutal.
And I howl as I do it.
Okay, so he stops 30 of that with his soak roll, so he's going to take 45. So he's not dead, but he has definitely taken a wound, and he is not looking good at all. So he is bleeding profusely.
Is
But
he
he's not.
incapacitated? Is my sense as